Off, my favorite probably breakdown is my spiral ride. Okay, and I think you see a lot of college wrestling, high school wrestling, kind of transition from your breakdowns moving a guy forward to guys are pulling him back. You know, I like that stuff. It's risky, but you know, if a kid's getting turns, I'm not going to tell him anything. First off is just my starting position. I like to get really high, kind of beat the guy, and he's probably going to be wanting to do a stand-up. So I like putting my weight on high from this spiral ride position. Free hand, my waist, my elbow hand, I'm going to turn it over and come up high here. Okay, off the whistle. What I'm trying to do is keep weight on his hands so he can't get to the feet. So all I'm going to do is come up on my toes, get my head and chest going over. Yeah, a lot of times in college, I kept getting told by referees to go lower. You know, I'll take that little caution at the beginning. So right away, up on the hands. Now, one of the things that I don't like to do, I don't like to come deep with my arm right off the bat. You know, if I feel it later on in the period, I will. But off the starting position, I'm staying shallow here. Flanker hand, coming inside side, head to chest, coming over. From here, all I'm going to do is to start using my hand. The hand that's on his pec has a little bit of a lever, using my forearm to bump out on the tricep as I walk my feet out here to the front. Okay? Once I start feeling that pressure where he's breaking down, my flanker hand's just going to straighten out, bust him to his hip. Okay? Cover the hips, take my ball. Okay, that's just my That's just one breakdown. My second one is going to be my simple chop. And you'll notice every starting position, a lot of times as wrestlers, we don't really think about the different starting positions in top and bottom. I know there's a lot of different schools on thoughts on like switches, getting your knees a little wide, stand-ups, knees closer, starting long, starting short. Same thing with top position. Okay, I know I'm going to go to my spiral, I'm staying up high. I know I'm going to get to my chop. I'm actually going to sag back a little bit so I can take my knee and use it as a bump on my chop. Everybody gets caught up on right here. I'm using the chop as an arm, but basically that's like the least important thing. The most important thing is my waist hand and my knee here where I can move it. Okay, this is where I can shift it. So I come on my chop position, get my arm as deep as the referee will allow me, get my knee angled right to move his head. And then as I chop, all I'm doing is just like a motorcycle start, turning the elbow down. Now it's my knee and my waist hand moving this hip right underneath me. And one of the things that I preach to my college guys is after every breakdown, we are covering his hips. Okay, a lot of times, kids practice their breakdowns, they break down, pop right back up, and now they're trying to do something. Okay, we preach breakdown, cover hips. Because now he starts building up, he's carrying all my weight, expending a lot of energy just to build up. And I can tell you, just wrestling with like Mark Branch and Pat Smith, two minutes underneath them, and I was just exhausted. My third breakdown is just a simple tight waist, far ankle. And again, starting position. I know where I'm going, so now I'm going to start sagging back off the whistle. Okay, come in, set, dropping my shoulder right to his rib cage, reaching far knee. Okay, ankle, far knee. I'm not a big fan of going around the waist anymore. Okay, I find that this knee is what I need to attack to breaking down this hip here. Staying up on my toes, driving into him, transition right to his hips, covering, now working. Okay, those are my three basic breakdowns. I just wanted to I like to talk about them just to kind of whenever I go in the top position. Anything anybody wants to see from the top position, or I'm just going to start rambling.
Just go get them. Your best stuff.
Let's go get crazy. All right. So probably my favorite breakdown to coach and teach is something that we were known for at Oklahoma State, our bar series, getting our hammer lock out on the back. Okay, so one thing we're just going to talk about is getting this hand. Just keep that hand in. Whatever breakdown you do, coming in, securing this 2-on-1 position. Sit up a little bit. When I go to my hammer, okay, now this kid's a beast. I mean, he is a big boy. We've had the pleasure of wrestling a couple times, and every time I come away feeling a little older. okay? When I'm attacking this bar, okay, a lot of people will grab the wrist. But when I grab the wrist, now I'm fighting against the whole arm. What I'm gonna attack is the little fat part of his hand, okay? The wrist, the actual wrist joint here, instead of fighting against the bicep. So when I'm attacking, I'm covering the knuckles, fat part of the hand here. I go back down, up on my toes, free hand comes underneath, right here. And if you actually do this right, you'll know you're doing it right because you'll know he'll be making a couple little noises and hurting a little bit. So I'm up on my toes, pressure in, attacking the free hand to the wrist, rolling it out, straightening it, covering on the back, covering the hips, okay? A lot of people will sit there and be a little bit too far back, but I want to be completely on top of his hips, pinching with my knees, keeping that weight in here. First, I know for high school, when you get to this position, referee's a little jumpy, the potentially dangerous, caution. Remember, what they're looking for is any kind of space in between the arm, okay? Or it coming too high. I like coaching my guys to keep it right on the tailbone, okay? Pushing down, actually letting that referee see you push down, and this actually serves two purposes. It keeps the referee a little bit honest and blowing potentially dangerous, and it puts pressure on him so he can't build up. So from here, to go to my turning position, all I'm going to do is switch to my 2-on-1 grip, my baseball bat grip. Just like I'm holding the baseball bat here. Where I switch, now I keep my knuckles in. Keep that pressure on them. Coming across, under the armpit, to the far trap here. Once I get to this position, I cover with my chest. This is actually the term that Alex Derringer used in the finals on, what's the Minnesota guy's name? Ness. Okay, right here, he covers, and actually he got really nasty where he pulled up the arm. Okay, so I won't teach that. Okay, so I cover with my chest, block with my knee, right on the elbow. Once I get that elbow blocked, I'm driving off my foot, taking them all the way over to get my back points. I'm staying shallow with my legs and my hips. I don't want to pull him on top of me. I want to pull him off to the side of me. Flanker, stay shallow. Now, all it is getting the back points. He starts fighting into me, I'm using my legs underneath. Okay, get my count. Now, I'm going to transition over from my tilt to my pin. Okay, so the arm that I'm hooking with, I'm just going to release, scoop the head, pressure, now I get the fall. How does that feel, Kevin? Pretty tight.
That went tight at all.
Right down the belly. You love these Saturday mornings. He thought he had the weekend off. You guys come on out here. Cord, I want you to do it real quick. Just so I know. Sorry, I like using this as a teaching. Cord going. Go ahead. And it's really good because these kids are excited. They're excited about the new coaching staff, excited about training. They all individually reached out to me like, hey, what kind of workout, what should I get in this weekend? Little do they know, I tell them, come on with me over here. Go ahead and rip the bar out. Now, one thing, watch. Already he hit his hip. Okay, the moment you hit your hip, all the pressure goes away. Stay up on your toes, driving into him. Okay, so when you come out, get your belly. Okay, here's the thing. Put the hand back on the belly. Okay, come out to the side, shoulder in the back, driving into him. Okay, because that guy's going to be really keeping that hand on his belly. So what you need to do, let me see your hand. Where are you attacking? Remember, attacking the fat part of the hand where I can turn the wrist. The arm will follow the wrist, hopefully. Okay, now once I get out there, keep getting out there. You're trying to hurt. Okay, now free hand comes underneath. Attack the knuckles, peel it out. Go ahead, peel it out. Now once you get it peeled out, come cover. Good. Okay, switch to your baseball bat grip. Have you ever held a baseball bat? I tried. I'm not a smart guy, so I tried to tell you. All right, left hand comes underneath the armpit to the far shoulder. Now once you get there, and what he's actually doing a good job, And who's the referee in this room? You know, we got one.
I'm watching you.
I don't want to show them all my tricks. What this does is this is kind of the gamesmanship. I'm hiding the position a little bit with my chest. So they don't see all the pain that's getting inflicted right here. Now come up with my knee on the elbow. Good. Now, when you have those really flexible guys or those really strong guys, this is where you need to step up here, where now you can drive them back. Good. Use your flanker. Get in position. Got the count. Transition on top. Good. Now, with your left hand, come over the arm, scoop the head. Over the arm. Yeah, almost that. Over the arm. Cord, you're killing me. Over the arm, scoop the head. There you go. Good. Okay. Tyreek, you just work it back there. Okay. So with this bar position, okay, a lot of it's going to be what this guy
It's
does.
all good.
Okay, if he's in a ball, that's where I'm using to go to my tilt. If he's basing up, trying to build up, okay, this is where it's going to open up. We call it the cowboy in Oklahoma. I guess I have to get a new move or a new name for it. Where I'm staying down with my pressure. I'm sliding off to the side, and now again, instead of attacking the bicep or the shoulder where he's real strong, I'm attacking the elbow now. Where I'm punching my arm through here. Once I punch and catch, I'm coming back, grabbing his wrist. The wrist that's on his back, so everybody can see. The whole time though, Kevin, do you feel pressure? Okay, heavy. Now from here, chest on his back, slide to the side. Okay, I'm gonna scoop the head, and instead of trying to horse him over, fight down, okay, where I'm gonna really have to put a lot of effort into it, all I'm doing is as I scoop the head, I'm just gonna lift up into my lap here. Now fight. Okay, not a lot of fight. Leg goes back, turn the chin, elbow to my ribs. As I get the pin here. You want to get a little fancy with it? Arm on the back. You want to get a little fancy? You post that arm because you're trying to build up. Okay, because guys will try to be pushing up. Okay, punch, catch. As I'm coming up, build up your knees. Okay, all I'm going to do, cover the chin, step up, right to my neck weight position. Hop over, get the fall. Tyreek, you're up. And when I instruct my guys, I know I got lazy and I just put the arm on the back. Every time I have them start pulling out that bar, ripping the bar out. Coaching point, go back. Go, hand on the belly. Coaching point, when you start coming out, make sure your chin's on the opposite side, because that's going to keep that weight across the body. Good, knuckles to his back. Now when you come out, your knee's going by his head, your left foot staying in between his legs to keep pressure on his hips. Okay, cord starts building up. Now look what Tyreek just did. See how he went to his shoulder? That's where you're not going to be able to break that arm. That's where the guy's strong. I'm all about going where he's weak. So punch at the elbow joint. Punch it all the way through. There, come back. Start building up for me. He punches through, grabs. Now, chest pressure, up on your toes, circles to the side, circles to the side, circles to the side. Now break. If he's really wrestling you, he's a gamer, it's going to be hard to turn. Come back. All I'm going to do, just pulling up the head, placing it on my left quad. Now, whip it through. Oh, you're going chin whip, so I don't mind that. Take it through the other way. Nice, safe, secure pin. Okay, where we get them on the back, we deck them. We get them in the 6 points. Okay, so again, back down. Arm on the back. Okay, again, what is this guy going to give me? Now he's going to come in, he knows I'm dangerous on top. He's coming in, not giving me that arm, which you'll see a lot of kids do, where they're just trying to wait out a stalemate position, something like that. So all I'm going to do, knuckles stay right on the back, tight, knee to the head. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my elbow, and this is still, you know, you're instructing high school kids and then even college kids, I want to just, you know, I don't think I could ever go back down to the high school ranks. Okay, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna scrape the head with my elbow. I'm not gonna drop bombs on him. Okay, just using my elbow to scrape his head right at my quad here. As I'm scraping, I'm just keeping this arm straight. Okay, straightening out the wrist right here. Now I'm gonna use my heel and my elbow, start bringing his head and knee together. Once I get to a position where I feel like I can cradle, I'm gonna release the wrist, come to the bottom leg cradle. Okay? But like I said, I like to put, when I put a guy on his back, I want to end the match. Okay, so I don't want to rush this position. Spin with me. Spin, spin, spin. Come on, Kevin. Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of just getting the cradle and trying to rush the position, I'm going to do a power cradle, where I'm going to take a back step, slide, and poke the leg here. Okay, once I get this position, and I get that leg up into my shelf position, now I fight it through, looking to get the pin. Kevin's going to be a pinner this year. Come on out, board, your turn. Because honestly, not everybody's for cradles. Not everybody has a long game on the arms. So standing right here, coming up, locking. You see how high I am? See how high up I am? You're down here trying to do everything, you know, small. Get big. Kevin, going up on it. Because I'm keeping that pressure down, his hips aren't going to come up. Okay? So now, coming up, scooping the head. Straightening this arm out. And notice, when I say straighten this arm out, I'm staying legal. Straightening it out in a downward motion. Not trying to straighten it, sorry. You good? Is this your back shoulder? That's a good one. Oh, it's your good one? Yeah. Good.
Used to be.
Should have told me that. Okay, straightening it out right here. And watch what happens when I straighten the arm. See how that shoulder just raises up? That's all I need. That's just a little window that I need to be able to get my knee under there, get the pressure that I want. Okay, so I straighten, scoop. From here, as I turn, and I just keep turning, what I might do is, if I don't feel that power cradle, all I'm going to do is release and grab to the far shoulder here. And it's going to our simple hack, okay? Not on the same side, far shoulder here. Okay, if I peel off, turn his chin here. When you have kids with the reverse half, okay, the way to deck guys and really put them away is all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the chin, elbow goes high, okay? This puts him on, you know, that little tight squeeze. Where now you start walking to that pin here. Tyree, go.
Sure.
Come back. Start over. Again, pressure across that chin. Cord, if you can build up, build up. Ready? Go. See, his hips are still coming up. Because I'm not driving in. You turn your hip down. Start building up on that. Okay? Keeping that pressure across his body. And where I said it's reactionary, the spar, right away when they're turning that hip down, the cord suck back is right there. Suck back is right there. You know, and that's why we like sparring, because reactionary. So, straight. Straight. No, other hand. There you go. Now, as you scrape, you're turning. Good, good. Keep pushing that arm out. There. Now start lifting the arm up a little bit. And you can drop it, your shoulder underneath, with the half. Good. Now, even just right here, okay? he's not turning the head where there's still a little fight. Turn the chin, raise your head up. Okay? That's where when you see the guy start kicking his feet, that's when you know
Ready
you're
to
doing it
tap on
right.
that. Is there some teeth grind?
Chris, when you're covering that hip, are you splitting
Hips
it
now,
between his
because
legs?
now I transition from riding the hips to riding the head. Okay? He's still not going to get escape from here. All I'm going to do now, free hand, comes under, covers the knuckles. Okay? Keeping that head secure with my leg. My elbow is staying down on his shoulder here, where I'm putting a lot of pressure right here. Where this arm isn't what's going to take the bar out. This arm's just keeping him from escaping. This arm is what's going to take the bar out, coming to the knuckles, turning, straightening here. And this is, again, referees get a little jumpy. In 15 years of D1, I've never seen somebody get their arm broken. I've never seen somebody grip their shoulder. Those kids will go with their back real quick when you start hurting. Hear that? Where you at? It hurts, they'll get pinned.
Just so you know, I've never stopped it in 15 years either.
I'll remember that in a couple months.
You heard him. You heard him. You had that on video.
To clarify, as long as you don't bend, I mean, as long as it stays straight. As it stays straight, right?
You'll stop it right there.
Huh?
You'll stop right there, you won't.
No.
It's good there.
This is where teaching the right technique goes a long way, where they'll stop.
Right,
But
right.
now they see the arm straight, not going against the joint, not being manipulative of the joint of however they phrase the rules. So I keep my forearm flat on that arm here. And on a higher level, when I have a guy that's a stud, like Clayton Foster, I trained at Oklahoma State. He was with me at Wyoming. He's ranked 7th in the world right now, but number 4 on the U.S. ladder. Yeah. Okay, like when he was coming up in college, I was telling him communicate with the referees during the match. Not in a confrontational way, but kind of pay attention to what they're saying, what they're, their hand motion and all that. So now when I'm here, I keep the arm straight. I'm looking at the ref. If he's gonna break the position, I can always just go right back. So again, I scoop, elbow down, straightening out the arm. From here, I transition from the wrist across his body here. Once I get to this position, now I slide my shoulder right under the arm. Fight your arm down, Kevin. Okay, this is where it's still staying tight. Okay, he's not gonna be able to beat my whole body with just his forearm. Coming across, scooping the head, right away, take him to his back, to our half, turn the chin, elbow comes to the side. Stop being a baby. You wanna do it to me?
Do it twice just in case.
All right, you got it. Kevin, walk me through it. Tell them what you're doing. Okay.
Inside pressure, feeling it
Now,
out.
one thing that I just know is I can turn Kevin off at any time.
Yep.
Because Kevin's inside arm, he's not taking that shoulder, the elbow right over my shoulder. Yeah, got it. Okay, you got it. He made the adjustment.
Can you show that again?
Now, well, the other thing is, now he's coming with his right knee.
You gotta step it
right
right knee
top
over the
of my
head.
Here. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
He straightens out the arm. Forearm flat on my arm. Here, where now I still can't. Come on, get that pressure on my head. Right, I can't bend. Now his, I'm guessing left hand
arm.
shoots across to my shoulder, not around the waist, shoulder, up here. Now, drop down, half, get the fall.
Wait a minute, pull his chin in.
Yeah. And I can tell you guys for sure, Pat Smith, true freshman year, this shoulder was every day walking out of practice. Just, I learned how to eat left-handed really well. He would do this to me for about an hour. Okay? Tyree, so I can see it. Whose turn is it? Whose turn?
So I have a question.
Yes.
So whenever you're trying to take that wrist out, from the belly, you want that elbow on the shoulder.
Let me see, it's hard for me to kind of,
So,
go ahead, go forward. Okay, he's running it out.
so right there, so instead of Cord's elbow being parallel here with Tyree's elbow, you want the shoulder over here. His elbow over there.
I want that elbow up. Okay, this keeps that shoulder planted on the ground. The head's gonna follow the shoulder. Tyree, come up, stand up, stand up, stand up, Tyree.
Yeah, okay.
Now, the other thing that we can do, Cord, I just want you to go forearm to the butt. This butt cheek, yep. Nope, nope. Right here, where now, anytime he wants, all he does is circle him down that way. Let's keep going, to your right. He can circle his hips down at any time he wants. So if he wants to go back to the bar, where the guy's on his belly, easy enough. Circle him right down. Okay, now he wants, we're in a position, we have to get the fall. He comes up, knee on the other side of his head, scoops the head, free hand comes in, starts straightening it out, good, good. Forearm, he's doing a good job keeping that forearm. That arm's locked in straight, shoots his left hand across. Now see, everything going over the hip, okay?
Over his
Going
shoulder.
right to the trap.
His trap. Lat trap.
And he is one of our smarter kids. Where's your trap at?
Right here. Oh, trap.
That's your lap. What's your
The other
major,
trap.
Gordon?
Let's not talk about it. No.
You're gonna be a doctor? Could you my doctor? Very sustainable planner too. Very good. Now, once he gets that, okay, it's up on his shoulder. Tyree, bring your arm down. Okay, everything's locked. We got the joints locked out. We're going to get the pin. Go ahead. Good. Okay.
Turn the chin up.
So that's my bar series. I love the bar series. There's a lot of different transitions, and one of the things that I do know with the bars is, depending on the referee, it leads into different turns. Okay, because you control everything so well. What I mean is,
Chris, I have a question. I just wanted to point out when you were doing that and you said grab the chin and pull it down, and he brings up a good point about pulling it down and not just yanking and then snapping, because then that would become illegal.
yeah, well,
Okay, so pulling it.
I
know it has to
know
be
why
careful.
it is, it's a way to take the fight out of the guy.
No, I'm not saying what you did was wrong. It's just be careful not to just snap it real quick.
jerk it.
because
Well,
then
it goes
jerk it.
into, right here, okay? The fat part of my hand is right on that, what do they call that?
Man.
Collateral.
Carotid.
Oklahoma State education. Where the more they struggle, the tighter it gets, and it becomes, the guy's not gonna fight off the back. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of actually up down, and they're gonna find out about it, but the last 3 weeks we have broken down the semifinals, finals, round of 16, consolation semis, and all the medal matches. And we have yet to find a match where the guy got back points and lost. Okay, and we're gonna hammer on these guys. We score back points, we win matches. This is how it is. So it doesn't matter where they get the points from, we just want them to get them. Okay, so right here, coming in, I'm gonna cover a couple tilts. And every tilt position, some of the things stay exactly the same. My feet, no matter what I do with my tilt, are gonna stay the same. My arms are gonna be different. So first, is our simple chop to our 2-on-1. Okay, right here, 2-on-1. What I'm gonna do as I start sliding to my tilt position, you're gonna see me release the inside hand, and I'm gonna lock this arm straight. When I punch my fist through, I can't take you anywhere. Break it, you bite it. Okay, punch, lock, keeping that elbow tight to the side here. Okay, so I got my chop, come back up. I chop, 2-on-1, lock the elbow. Inside knee, coming, locking his inside knee, and now I'm just gonna run this arm over, his shoulder over my arm, and now it gets to what we talked about with the feet position. Okay? Because when you have a guy that's a gamer, he's obviously going to be fighting. Kevin, fight down, don't give me back points. Okay? And depending on what I'm doing with my feet, the V that I'm making with my knees, okay, is how I control his hips. When I control his hips, I control his shoulders. If my leg's down, fight down. Okay? Now I'm not controlling his hips. So when I run that bar, my inside knee is automatically going to the ceiling. The heel of my butt, or the heel of my foot, is staying close to my butt. Okay? This is the blocker to stop his hips from turning down. Here. Okay? Now my outside foot, my elevator foot is controlling right at his knee, where you can actually see that I can control his hips on how I want it turned here. Okay? Now fight down. What you might find is sometimes you have a guy that's really flexible, or he's just hard to turn. I'm going to start scooting my head and chest away as I start elevating his hips, turning his hips. My free hand is saying punch, because eventually the nut boy is going to figure out that he can't make it to his belly, and he's going to fight into me. And that's where that fist is coming through. We're now stopping him from turning all the way into me. Kyrie? Oh. I found a new crepe bar. Phoenix is getting chubby. Okay, runs that wrist, right over. Kyrie, get your knee to the ceiling, okay? This is what's gonna keep, there you go. Bring that knee down again, do it wrong. That's where you're not gonna beat the hips. Knee to the ceiling, cord fight down now. You can still control the hips. Now, look how Tyree is with cord. His chest is almost flat to his back. What I want him to do is go to an L shape. Get your head and chest away as you keep walking your feet away. Keep going, and you'll start seeing how his shoulders will slowly turn. Now we get the count. Okay, fight into him. Punch that fist away. There you go. Good. Okay, this is where we secure our back points. Now, stay right where you are. One of the things that I like talking about with the bars and everything is a lot of times in top position, we don't think about the chain wrestling. Okay, we get the points, let him right back onto his base. Transition right to your bar, the bar series that we were just working. Fight down, he transitions right out there. Go rip that arm out. Go, so we get 3 points, now we're in another position to turn them again. Okay, every time we teach our guys, there is a transition on every turn. I actually even like to tell them, you know, give me a 12-point combo. Okay, because it works. I hit my tilt. Here, I hit my points. Transition right to my legs. And I'll turk them over, get my points, let them fight down, right back to my bar. 4 points. You know, it makes no sense just to let a guy base up and you know, start to fight all over. Okay, so we got that cross wrist. The other one, he's fighting away from me. He knows I got my tilt. All I'm doing is transitioning across, using my 2-on-1 as a pull right into my lap here. Okay, as I pull him in my lap, I'm going almost straight to my back. Right here for half a second. And I'm going to think that there's a rod in between his chest and my chest, where I'm just going to use it as a little pivot by punching this arm through here as I spin it right back to the position. Because you'll have guys who will get 2-on-1, they'll know if I go that way, I'm giving up my points. Guys, 2-on-1. Let's try to run it. Hold on, come back. Spar the position a little bit. You're trying to get him to the right. You're trying to run it to the right. He's fighting away. Turn him if you can. Now, hop all the way across. Pull. It's got to be a jerking motion. Or jerk him. Good. Right into our points. Transition to your bar. Go. Head. There. Good. Now, that's your basic tilt. I think it's probably the best. Actually, breaking down the film, the number one tilt we found. Get into your tilt position. I know you can do this one. Number one tilt position is he's just going to go to your cross raise, head under. You know what I'm talking about? All right, I'll do it.
Fairfax.
It's kind of my job, right? Okay. We got our cross wrist tilt. We're pulling the wrist to his far shoulder. All we're doing is when we do that, our head follows right in the hole. Our free hand is coming behind his hamstring as I pull him right to my position. As I pull, I grab his forearm, keeping him nice and secure in here. Okay? Knee to the ceiling, elevator with our leg. Okay, getting our count. And like I keep talking about, we get our count, we transition. Fight your belly, Kevin. Now I'm transitioning to something else. Right to my bar, whatever we want to do. Okay? So those are basic tilts. That tilt actually is the number one turning position in the NCAA right now.
You're splitting?
Referee that's being a little bit anxious up here, all I'm going to do and what I instruct my wrestlers, teach them, is if a referee is constantly talking to you, no, I'm not going to lose this position and get a potentially dangerous, get a restart. I'm just going to transition right to my bar series where they feel a little bit safer. If I can, here. So for my one of my favorite turns is coming to our tilt from this bar series. Instead of running our chicken wing, I'm coming over the top of the shoulder to the same pec as the side that I'm grabbing. From here, I'm just going to step my foot up high, lift up, into the side here. Once everything stayed the same with our other tilt we did, where I'm staying shallow with my legs, flanker in, get my count, and then as I transition, leg comes over, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my elbow right to his ear here. Okay, elbow right to the ear, and then I'm going to start locking in, getting that pin. Next one out of this bar series, this is actually a really good tilt too. Again, I'm playing a little bit of possum. I shift my weight back. Kevin, what do you feel when I shift my weight back? He's going to start building up. Okay, the moment I take that weight off his chest, shift it back, he builds, free hand, reaches across, right to his wrist. Once I get my wrist, now I'm going to start loading them up, right to my tilt position here. Get the count, transition to whatever turn I want to do. Hips up, turn his hips, get 6 points instead of 3 points.
You use your legs much?
Yes.
From what position? Like that?
I'm a chicken, so anytime I was in this position right here, I felt a little bit threatened. But before Arizona State, I worked for 4 years with Mark Branch in Wyoming, and he's probably the best leg rider I've ever been around. Where now in this leg ride position, we're keeping our head and chest across, okay? Knowing here, kids are getting good at defending this position. If they're coached right, they know what to do. I start running the power half. Kevin, swim me off. Okay? You're getting really good at defending. So what I know I need to do is get him to his belly. Turn other way. So my head and chest are crossed, coming to the ankle, taking the ankle to this outside hip, which Kevin is not flexible enough to do. I'm just running him flat here, keeping his knee off the mat. Okay? The whole point of having this guy flat on the belly is just to take his base away. I spin with me. And by never letting this knee right here touch the mat. When his knee's on the mat, now he can power up, build up to it. So, back up. So when I build him across, my heel goes to the ceiling, keeping pressure across his hips and not letting that knee touch the mat. Where now all it is a simple turn. A lot of times on top, everybody gets so caught up with turning your shoulders, but that's not really what turns you on top. It's being able to turn the hips over right here, okay? So anytime we actually teach turns, teach Turks, it's always about turning the hips. Now once we get the hips, come back, find the face, right here. Trying to think of what else I like from leg in. Then now, this is where I go to my power half series, okay? I really don't feel comfortable when he's on his base power half. Is when he gets in his belly, I come right underneath, attacking the wrist again. Kevin, what are you gonna do when I attack the wrist? Well, you're gonna get turned there. Okay, most guys will try to get that arm free. Okay, so as I'm doing, as he rolls his wrist to get his arm free, now I'm initiating my power half. Okay, forearm comes down, arm comes across, right back. And you'll see, I'm not attacking the neck and the shoulder where he's strong. I'm attacking where he's weak, up on the arm. So as he rolls out, my arm's up here, my forearm's right on his elbow, because this is where I can, if I turn arm down, this is where I can control him. Okay? Here, if I turn arm down, it's a lot, I'm fighting a lot of muscles right there. So roll it out, keeping that joint straight, attacking right here at the elbow, where now I can just punch, carry his arm across. Release the legs, none of that. Aren't you happy to answer your phone? So that's basically some of the stuff I like to do for my legs. Any other positions? Where are we at on time? I saw.
What do you do to counter when they're
5
doing
minutes.
counter in the cross wrist to survive where they're in a good position to turn you?
Hey, I'm supposed to be teaching top. Okay, get on. Okay, he chops. Well, first, real quickly, what we talked about with the starting position is, I mean, how many of us had actually grabbed, I know for a fact I haven't talked to Kevin about his starting position on bottom. You know, those are just the things that we kind of take for granted, get set, wrestle. You know, knowing a little bit of the scouting, a little bit of the feel, what I'm doing with my legs, okay? Number one, escape the NCAA tournament. Take a guess.
Stand up.
The let go.
Oh.
Shocked. Shocked about the amount of people that just got away. Wow. And these are the things that I didn't know until I broke down hours and hours of footage. And Zeke, and trust me, if you want an experience, go watch film with the guy. Rewind. But for our starting position, on top, I know his job is to move me forward. My job is not to let him move me forward. You know, everything that he does, tight waist, chop, spiral, getting the weight on my hands where my head and chest can't come up. Where I'm at starting wise is I want my hips as far back as I can. Okay? I have the flexibility at 32 to still do this. Kevin, let's see. Kevin's not flexible. All muscle. Okay? Here you go. That. No one right here, hips back, weight back. Light on my hand. Okay? I'm not going to give him the luxury of having my hips up where he can move me. Okay? For anything. If I want to stand up, I'm still exploding. If I want to sit out, still there. Switches, everything's still there with our weight back, not giving him that extra. He goes to get the tight waist, the chop. I have to know immediately when he gets his 2-on-1, immediately recognize the danger, knees wide, head down. Okay, as I go in and I start fighting my hands. Okay, so you guys can see it now. Just fight with me a little bit. It's coming, attacking the knuckles. Like we said, right here, weakest part of the hand, knuckles and wrists. Peeling, taking it off. Now, what you'll start seeing is guys that are good on top, they're like vultures. David Taylor, you go and you really break down his film, he doesn't take positions. He has his hands at all times kind of just hanging out in here. So the moment anybody goes in, fight hand control, get a wrist. So what we have to do is recognize that. He's got that tight waist chop. I'm keeping this elbow planted in, peel off. Now my hand's coming out. Where I'm not going to let him get back underneath that arm. Now I'm starting to peel. Okay, he's fighting me a little bit. Trying to get my wrist control. You're cheating with my shirt. And don't make me look bad in front of the coaches. So that's what's going on from here. Okay, he's got that tight waist. Knees wide, so I have my bases, a tripod for my head. Now I'm fighting underneath. Where now, it's not an explosive stand-up, it's not explosive to get to. Okay, like we just said, number one escape is a let go. Seeing it more and more, see on there. You get to this position on the NCAA level, D1 level, guys, once we get right here, are saying forget it. Get up now. Now, obviously, we're not going to count on that, but the numbers don't lie. So,